Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do a products that I've hit pan on video. Now, I did one of these videos I think just about a year ago, and honestly not a lot has changed. I will try to remember to link to that video that I did last year up in the cards, so if you want to go see what has changed in my collection, feel free to do so. There definitely is some changes, but not as much as I would like. Over the last year there was a large chunk of time where I was hardly wearing any makeup at all. I was pregnant and I really just didn't feel like wearing that much makeup. I have since had my baby and I'm surprised at how often I am able to put on makeup at this point. She just turned 3 months old, but so far 3 months into having a newborn again, I am able to wear quite a bit of makeup, or not quite a bit of makeup, but I am able to put it on a regular basis, which I'm really happy about. But let's just get right into it. We will start off with face powders, and I currently have 4 different face powders that I have pan on. The first one here was definitely in the video last year. This is my NARS crystal translucent crystal setting powder. And I don't know, it's changed a little bit, but that is what it currently looks like. This stuff is getting really hard to use. It's getting close to 2 years old now, and I use it quite often. I did use it today to set my under eyes and then down the middle of my face. And I don't know, have you guys ever tried to repress this powder? Let me know if you've ever had any luck with that. I'm kind of hesitant to just go ahead and do it because the texture on this powder is so different from any other kind of powder out there. So I don't know if it would react well to the alcohol or not. But I think if I were to repress it and it turned out well, I would definitely get through this powder a lot quicker. So maybe I'll do a little bit of research and see if anyone has tried this and talked about it on the internet, or if you've tried it, let me know how it worked out for you. I'm definitely curious about that. All right, the next powder, I think this was also in my last year's video. This is one of the Rimmel Stay Matte powders. This is the shade Creamy Natural. I currently have 2 of these open actually, and this is what this one looks like. Can you see that? There we go, I think. I have repressed the powder, so that's why it looks so different. And I'm currently just trying to get through this little guy. I remember when I initially repressed this, the reason why I went ahead and repressed it when I did was because there was so much hard pan on this one. I've gone through quite a few of these different powders over the years, and I don't remember them getting so much hard pan. But this one, even still after I repressed it, it got hard pan right away again. So this one is just taking forever to get through. I did use this one on my face today as well. All right, so now moving on to 2 products that definitely were not in last year's video, but I have shown this on my channel before. This is the Urban Decay, what is this? The Natural Skin Ultra Definition Powder Foundation in the color Light Neutral. I recently hit pan on this, and I was quite surprised because I haven't had this that long. Hopefully that's focusing. Because I haven't had this for that long, and I use a very, very light hand with it because it is a little bit too dark for me, but I was very pleasantly surprised to see some pan on that. So there's that. And then the other one, I actually just talked about this recently in a video too, and there was no pan. So this one is definitely my newest pan in my entire makeup collection. This is from IT Cosmetics, and this is the Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. This is just a little sample I got from Sephora, I think. And that is how much pan I already have on it. So I just recently started using this. I ended up hitting pan super quickly on this, which I'm kind of disappointed in because I love this powder, and I definitely don't need to go and purchase a full size once I finish this because I just have so many other powders to get through. But I love this powder, so I am going to continue to use it and just use it up. I think this will probably be gone within a month and a half, maybe even sooner, I don't know. But I just love this powder. So I will be sad when it's gone, but I just can't stop using it because I love it so much. Next, moving on to some highlight and contour powders. This first one is maybe kind of cheating a little bit, but there's pan showing, so I'm going to show you. This one is from Hard Candy, and this is their 3 Times a Lady Contouring Face Trio. And as you can see, the bronzer just completely fell out. I don't remember exactly when this fell out. Sometime last year, I think. I don't know what happened. I didn't drop it or anything, just one day it kind of just fell out onto the floor. So I ended up just throwing that away, and now I've been working on the blush and the highlight a little bit. There is quite a big dent on the highlight, if you can see. I don't know if that's going to really show very well, but there for a while I was using this highlight quite often. But so there is a little bit of pan just because the contour bronzer shade fell out there. And then moving on, here is, oh no. All right, hold on one second. All right, well now there's a little bit more pan on this product than there was 5 seconds ago, but this is my Wet n Wild contouring palette. A little bit of the highlighting shade just broke off, so I just threw it in the garbage. It was just a little bit, it wasn't very much. But this is what that looks like. I have been working on this for a little while now, and I do really like these powders. I use this to bronze up my face a little bit today, and then I did use this to set my eye primer, and then I swept it under my eyes a little bit as well. And then next up is my Becca Champagne Pop Highlighter. I've got quite a bit of pan showing there, which is exciting. I've been working on this for a while, and I do really like this this highlighter, so I'm not surprised that there's quite a bit of pan showing there. And then the last highlighter that I have is the one from Laura Geller. This is the Gilded Honey Highlighter, and I've got a tiny little speck of pan showing there. Is that gonna focus for me? I'm sorry. So I've got a tiny little bit of pan showing there. This one is going to look exactly the same as it looked in the last video that I did because I don't think I've used this. I've actually really considered decluttering this one because I just don't like the texture of it. I feel it's just kind of changed, and it's just really hard to pick up on a brush. You can pick it up with your finger just fine, but on your brush it just doesn't pick up very well, I don't feel. And I think that this is almost a little bit too dark for me too, so I'm really considering decluttering this. So then lastly, I will show you all of the eyeshadows that I have pan on. And of course I have pan on my Lorac Pro Metal palette, which is my Pan That palette for the year. So I'm not gonna show you what it looks like now. So if you wanna see what this one looks like, you'll have to go watch my latest update, which I will try to remember to link to right up there in case you wanna go check that out. So then moving on to all of the eyeshadow that I will show you, here is my this darn sump pump, oh my gosh, it keeps going off. So here's my Smashbox On The Rocks palette. This was from Holiday a couple of years ago, and they had a big one and a little one. I just have the little one. And I ended up using up one of the shades completely earlier this year, actually. What shade? This shade right here. This is the shade Vanilla, and I was just using that as an all-over setting shade, and I loved it. I thought it was just an absolutely beautiful eyeshadow. So I've completely used up that eyeshadow, and my goal I think would be to use up at least maybe 1 or 2 more eyeshadows in this palette and then call it quits on it. It's not my favorite as far as the colors go. Some of them are just a little strange to me, but that Vanilla shade I absolutely loved. I loved using that. It was so just so blendable. It was really nice. And then here are all my Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and I've got pan on 3 or 4 of them. Just 3 right now, so you've got pan here, here, and here. And this one is the shade Creme Brulee. And I've got pan here on Taupe Notch and Sensuous. Here's my Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette, and I have the teeny tiniest bit of pan. You probably won't even be able to see it. It's on the black shade here. It is the teeny tiniest little pinprick that you could ever see of pan, but I did hit it, so I wanted to show you in this video. It's barely visible. I don't know that you will actually be able to see it. But I can see it. It is right there. So I do have a tiny bit of pan there. And then the very last eyeshadows that I will show you today are from my Urban Decay Naked 3. And I have pulled them out and put them in a Z palette. And I don't have that palette down here with me, so I can't tell you the names. But that is the second to lightest matte shade in the palette. That's really the one that I'm focusing on right now. I've been using that along with my Pan That palette quite a bit lately, which is good. It's a very densely packed shadow, so it's taken me a very long time to even get that far in this shadow. And then these two here, as soon as I'm done with the lid shade in my Pan That palette, I think I'm going to start focusing on these two and try and get both of those knocked out by the end of the year. And then here's, I think this is the second darkest shade, or the second to the furthest right shade in the palette, and I've been using that as a liner sometimes, and it is a little bit bigger than it was last year, but I haven't used it a whole bunch. So that is everything that I currently have pan on in my makeup collection. I feel like it's a good amount of stuff, a good amount of products that I have pan on, but like I said, a lot hasn't changed from last year to this year. Hopefully if I make another one next year, there will be a lot more changes, which would be great. But thank you guys so much for watching today. If you like these kind of videos, I would certainly appreciate a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you can see all my future uploads. We can also connect on Instagram. I will have that link listed down in the description box below. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!